Hello, welcome to Divine Messages of Light and Love. I'm Lana Fink, and today I want to touch on a topic. I want to touch on the topic of communication and why communication is so key to any relationship that you have. Let's start for a minute all the way back to the beginning when we're babies, right? Babies communicate through crying, through smiling, and you can almost see in their eyes what it is they're trying to say. And then there's first words come out, and they're so precious. And then you constantly have them talking, right? And then all of a sudden they're saying the words they're not supposed to say. And now you have to watch what you're saying because you don't want to have and be that bad influence on them. So that's the young years, and it's great. They realize how to, what yes and no means. They understand right from wrong for the most part. And these are the rules now of your household. Then they go into school and they realize how to read and write and do all of those amazing things that they're learning all through that. All of a sudden, they then are in college if they decide to go, and then it becomes adulthood. And in all of this, thinking back to when I was in high school, I wasn't the one that was standing up giving or speeches at any point in any grade in school. And I watched my kids from, I think, third grade on stand up in front of classrooms and deliver and talk to kids. It's amazing when I think about what our teachers do today to help our kids learn to communicate effectively in this world. Because I know how much standing up in front of people and having that confidence, it didn't come easy for me. In fact, I didn't really get it until about 2 years ago. Right? I was almost 50. And the crazy thing is, I could do quite a bit. I just didn't have the confidence to talk about what it is I could do. I didn't have the confidence to stand up and speak to hundreds of people. I was very comfortable doing my role and talking to people one on one and just getting to know them and doing all of those amazing things. And of course, that's important. That's also part of communication. My whole world completely changed when I finally understood why communication is so key. It's not just how you communicate, it's the words you use to communicate. And I'll give you an example. I'm sure many of you, likely, if you're in corporate America or working in another area across the world, have seen presentations, right? And you've been given a presentation, you're in a Zoom meeting or whatever it is. We were all in COVID for a while. And up on the screen are all these words, and the presenter's literally reading the words. Now, if that's what you need to do, that's what you need to do, right? If that's what you're comfortable with. The challenge that I have, though, with that is, first of all, no one's listening to the speaker. They're more concerned with getting through the words so that they can do whatever they need to on their phone, right? So no one's really listening. And the second thing is, if you're going to be handing out the handout anyway, or if you have something to hand out after the meeting anyway, why would you have them look at all those words on a screen when you can just have bullet points, or you can very easily just have a picture? Personally, I like to have no more than 3 bullet points on a slide, and I would much rather talk to a picture. Because if I can talk to a picture, then all of a sudden I can control, quote unquote, for the most part, how I'm looking for you to feel. If I want you to feel sad about something, I can bring up a family that's, crying about something. If I want you to be happy about something, I can bring up something where they're excited and they're happy about whatever it is that they had. All of a sudden, that can just completely change the way you're delivering your communication. I'm not saying that the numbers and everything else should not be used because there's a time and a place for that. What I'm explaining is when you're communicating, depending on your audience, you need to be able to tailor your communication style to make sure that they understand what you're trying to get through to them, right? So, for example, if I was talking to a group of scientists, they really wouldn't care about my communication style, right? They would be more concerned with the numbers and they would be more concerned with the outcome and all of the theory or whatever it is that they need to know to be able to get to that next level, right? So their presentations are going to be a little bit different than if I was speaking to someone and I was just trying to explain to them the importance of, let's say, public speaking or the importance of communication overall. If you think about it, communication for me is the key to any relationship that I have. I don't care if it's someone I'm talking to over the internet, or if it's someone I just with my family members, or if it's someone that I used to work with. When I could effectively communicate, which means I'm talking, but then also active listening, not always having the answers, but truly listening to them, all of a sudden it completely changes the game because now you're invested in them. You're invested in what it is they have to say. And when I think about all of the amazing times that I'm able to sit and communicate with others, it's just unbelievable when I can sit down and reminisce, like I just did a couple of weeks ago with my uncle. I never sat down with my uncle and talked to him. And it was an amazing opportunity for me to learn a little bit more about him, about what he's done. He's now 80 years old. Never sat down with him and had a conversation with him. And now I'm open to doing it. So, all of these things in life, when you think about it, what are you great at? Right? And then is it something maybe that you could teach others to do? Maybe it's fly fishing. Maybe it's, I don't know, reading or it's artwork. If there's a skill that you have and you would love to be able to teach others how to do it, you're just not quite sure how to articulate it. You don't know how to communicate it to them. Please reach out to me. I would love to talk to you about it because maybe we can discover how you could find your own voice and be there for that group of create a community of people that just can talk to each other and be there for each other. My biggest hope in all of these videos, right, is that we're able to spread light and love and messages every single day that are going to help uplift everyone in a way to really truly feel good about themselves and know that they are making a difference. Communication is so important in every single thing we do in life. Everything you do is a communication. It doesn't matter if you're talking to someone at the supermarket, or if you're buying a car, or if you're doing any other thing that you're doing, right? If it involves a person, it is communication. And yes, we have Alexa, and yes, we have all of these other things, right? That for me, it's Waze that is talking to me all day long. And there really isn't a communication back and forth with Waze unless I'm yelling at it. So the interesting thing though is we do rely on communication given back to us. I remember growing up having those maps that we had in the front seat or even the back seat trying to tell the driver how to drive. So the communication that Waze gives me every single time that I'm in the car is something that I am not going to live without. And I don't know how many of you realize this or not, but Waze is actually AI, artificial intelligence, that's giving us that communication. It's not a human, it's not a voice, it's a computer. Something I will not live without. I love being able to know how to avoid the traffic over here. And so, my challenge for you today, because each one of these videos definitely has to have a challenge, is think about your communication style and how comfortable you are delivering messages to others. And you don't have to be great at it. You don't even have to love it. But is there one thing that you love so much that you would love to share with the world? Is there one thing that you're so good at that everyone could potentially have a chance to see it and see you working it and or being that best version of yourself. Because when you find that one thing that you love, and I realized after saying I would never be in public speaking and never be in leadership, I now own my own company and I'm in public speaking. Don't ever use the word never. It is literally going to come back and bite you. I will tell you, for me, I have found that communication is the key. And if you can connect and communicate with the world, why not? You can do it one person at a time, or you can also create videos like I am and reach hundreds, maybe even millions of people to let them know that they're special, to let them know that they can do whatever it is they want to do. And they also have a voice. How can we enhance everyone's voice and make them the best communicators around? I think to my communication style, even with my family. And one thing that I have changed when they come to me with whatever it is I do ask them before the conversation starts, and this will just be a little bit of a teaser for another video that I have. How do you want me to show up for you today? That one question completely changes everything because it could be just to listen, not have any opinions. It could be to listen and offer advice, or it could be that they don't even know what they want, maybe a combination of the two. But when I'm able to ask that question up front, then I'm able to truly get into that listening mode that I need to be there for them. And maybe at the end, they said they didn't want to have any advice, and they'll say, "So what do you think?" And I have to say to myself, "Okay, hold on a second. They went through boop, boop, boop. Okay, this is what I would do, and or this is how I've seen this in the past. This has been my experience." Not necessarily telling them what to do, but drawing from your own experiences, maybe to have parallels. That's what I've done because each one of us is unique. And that's just a little bit of a helpful hint if you want to truly connect with someone and find out how to show up for them. So again, I'm Lana Fink with Divine Messages of Light and Love, and we'll have another video out to you again soon.